The flames weren't just hot. They were alive, devouring steel and glass like a predator unleashed. Inside the collapsing nursery, 5 alien cubs howled in terror, their silver-blue fur glowing through the smoke. And in the middle of it all, a single human, Daisy Miller, arms trembling, lungs burning, but refusing to walk away. She wasn't supposed to survive. She wasn't supposed to carry them. Yet, in the den of fire and death, Daisy chose to do the impossible. If stories of raw courage and humanity's unshakable will move you, stick around, because this one will leave you stunned. Don't forget to tap like, hit subscribe, and share this video with someone who believes in the power
alarms
of
were
impossible
deafening.
choices.
Not just
It
a
helps
shrill
this channel
wail of
grow,
metal
and it
under
means I
stress,
can keep bringing
but
you
the
the
low,
best sci-fi
bone-deep
HFY
groan of a
stories out
starship tearing itself apart. The Zephyrian nursery, once a sanctuary of light and song, had become a furnace. Walls of crystal shimmered red under the assault of flames, and the air thickened with acrid smoke that clung to Daisy Miller's throat. Her orders were clear. Evacuate. Leave with the others. Save yourself. But the moment Daisy heard the cries, those sharp, guttural howls of alien younglings, her instinct rebelled. They weren't statistics, or biology samples, or apex predator cubs, as a briefing reports coldly labeled them. They were children, and they were trapped. Through her comm, Lieutenant Jack's voice cracked with urgency. Daisy, get out now. The ship can't hold for more than 10 minutes. But Daisy had already pressed forward, her boots striking the scorched floor. Somewhere behind a warped blast door, 5 lives waited. 5 fragile futures clawing at survival. What kind of human, she thought, walks away when the den is burning? The ship shuddered, as if to answer, and the path ahead split with fire and falling debris. Daisy lowered her shoulder and kept moving. The blast door loomed ahead, twisted by heat, its frame barely wide enough for a human to slip through. Daisy stripped off her heavy pack, keeping only oxygen and a med kit. Every second mattered now. Inside the nursery, the air was hotter, crueler, like stepping into the lungs of a dying beast. She swept her flashlight through the haze, and there they were, 5 Zephyrian cubs, huddled together behind an overturned feeder. Silver-blue fur glistened with sweat, claws scraped metal in panic, and their luminous eyes locked on her. Predators. That's what everyone called them. But Daisy saw fear. She lowered herself slowly, careful, deliberate, speaking in the lilting click she had spent months practicing. It's me, Daisy, the soft one who brings fruit. The largest cub growled, lips curling, a protector shielding its siblings. Smoke curled around them like a warning. Daisy extended her hand, palm open, trembling but steady. I know you're scared, but we have to go. Trust me. For a moment, nothing moved. Just fire. Just fear. Then hesitation cracked. The largest cub sniffed, caught her scent, and turned with a chirping sound. It's okay. Against all odds, they listened point one by one. The cubs edged toward her, claws scraping, eyes wide, breath shallow. Daisy gathered them carefully, 2 pressed against her chest, 2 tucked under her arms. The 5th, the brave one, climbed onto her back, gripping her shoulders with instinctive strength. 350 pounds of living predator. On Earth, Daisy could barely carry half that. But adrenaline doesn't count weight. Determination doesn't measure limits. Something ancient surged through her veins, and she rose, legs trembling, but unbroken. Her comm buzzed furiously. Daisy, the corridor was failing. For minutes left. Jack's voice was frantic. She didn't answer. Talking wasted breath. Every ounce of focus belonged to the cubs now. The nursery groaned as beams sagged. Sparks rained down, and a section of ceiling gave way with a roar. The cubs froze, but didn't fight. Somehow, impossibly, they trusted her. Daisy staggered forward, boots slipping on scorched metal, vision blurring through the smoke. Her arms screamed, her lungs burned, but she kept moving, because this wasn't about strength anymore. It was about a promise, a human promise, the kind that refuses to leave the helpless behind. The corridor was no longer a hallway, it was a gauntlet. Flames licked across the ceiling, molten sparks showered from ruptured conduits, and every shot of the ship threatened to bring the walls down on her. Daisy tightened her grip, her body straining under the weight of 5 lives. Each step felt stolen. 10 meters forward, debris crashed behind her. 20 more, and a beam collapsed ahead, sealing the path in fire. She shifted, ducked, and forced her way through. The cubs pressed against her chest, whispering soft, frightened chirps. Her calm spat static. Then Jack's voice cut through, desperate. "Daisy, you've got 30 seconds before the bulkhead closes. Run." 30 seconds. She pushed harder, lungs searing, every nerve screaming. The emergency doors were narrowing fast, the only exit shrinking to a sliver of light. On the other side, she saw Jack's outstretched hand, saw the salvation of safety, but it was vanishing by the heartbeat. "Hold on," she gasped, though she wasn't sure if she was talking to the cubs or herself. With one final surge, Daisy dove forward. Metal slammed shut behind them with a thunderous crash. And in that instant, the burning den collapsed into silence. For a long moment, there was only stillness, smoke curling in the air, heavy breath filling the silence, and 5 cubs clinging to the human who had refused to abandon them. Then came the sound, soft, relieved chirps, the alien song of gratitude. Jack stared at Daisy in disbelief. "You just carried 350 pounds of predator cubs through a collapsing starship." His voice cracked, not with reprimand, but with awe. The cubs, shaken minute before, now tumbled playfully, their silver blue fur catching the dim light. One, the largest, pressed close to Daisy and rumbled a deep, resonant purr. A sound Zephyrians had no word for, but every understood. Trust. Later, councils would argue, scientists would debate, and records would marvel at the impossible physics of it all. How could someone so small lift so much? But Daisy knew it was never about the weight. It was about the choice. Humans don't run equations when the den is burning. They don't stop to measure limits when lives are at stake. They simply pick up what needs carrying, whether it's their own or not, and they carry it home. That is a story the Zephyrians never forgot. And neither should we. The den was burning. The air was poisoned. The walls were falling in. Yet one human chose not to calculate odds, not to weigh survival against risk, but to carry 5 predator cubs out in her arms. That choice turned a tragedy into a legend, because courage isn't measured in strength. It's measured in what you refuse to leave behind. And on that day, Daisy Miller showed an entire galaxy what it means to be human. If this story moved you, even just a little, help me keep bringing tales like this alive. Tap that like button, share it with a friend who needs a reminder of what courage looks like, and hit subscribe so you never miss the next story. After all, when the fire comes, and lives are on the line, don't we all hope someone like Daisy will be there?